What's up, everybody? I'm with Keon and Cole, and here we're doing a tier list on the teams that qualified for LAN. So here we go. We'll show you a little input on what we think. Alrighty, so first off, we got us, the guard.
Yeah.
We gotta have some self-confidence here.
Self-confidence. Personally, I think we're playing at an A level, I'd say. I think we have something to improve on.
Yeah, I mean, it's really easy to just like put yourself in S tier, like when you've qualified for LAN and you want to have self-confidence. But if we're being realistic, we still have a lot that we can improve on, and we're still basically a new team.
Yeah, A sounds good to me.
Probably at the top of A, nearing S.
Yeah, we're almost there. We'll get there. Luminosity.
Probably one of the strongest fighting teams in the world right now. They are super good at fighting.
Yeah. Like fighting wise, they're like insane and
Been playing really well recently.
and they usually win like all fish farm zones. So
I'd probably put them like right behind us just because their World's Edge isn't very good and they're not super consistent, but they can win about every fight they take.
Yeah, exactly. 100T, the boys like in smaller tournaments, they
shit the bed.
They kind of shit the bed.
Yeah.
Like in ALGS, they always pretty much perform pretty well. They're like good. I don't know if they're.
I feel like in ALGS they just do really good, but like I don't know. I'm putting them in like high B.
It's hard to put them above B.
We'll put them in B tier, but yeah, I mean last LAN at Champs, I mean they popped off, so they definitely still have capability of doing that easily. So next up we got XSET.
XSET's like easily an S tier team for me.
Yeah. I mean that's not even really debatable. I think XSET's f***ing nuts right now. I think Nox playing the best he's ever has. Fun is easily like a top 3 mechanical player in the world, and you know the addition of Sykes, I think he's a really good controller developed player. So
Invictus is the team that I actually subbed for at Champs, unfortunately because Noises got COVID. They're basically like our EU counterpart. They play the same style that we do. They play the same comp that we do. The tier list would be different if we based it solely off of their region, but since NA teams are in the same tier list, I don't think they can consistently beat NA teams in fighting. So they probably go behind Luminosity or in front of 100 Thieves.
Yeah. We'll put them right here for right now, like in B tier. Next up, we got DZ.
Yeah, I mean, ever since they moved to NA, they just haven't met the hype that they brought with them.
I would probably say like right now, like C tier. If we're just basing it off last split, Pro League split, so.
Yeah, they're obviously a world-class team, but they're struggling really hard to find their consistency right now. And I think they're playing a team comp that I personally don't think is very good for them.
We got TSM.
TSM.
You gotta give credit where credit is due.
You can't fault consistency.
I mean, they're probably playing like the best team in the world right now. Yeah, I mean, not much to really say. I mean, they're obviously S tier.
S tier for sure.
I would say they're
S tier ahead of XSET.
Yeah, ahead of XSET. They're probably the best team in the world right now.
Aurora. In EU, easily the best team because EU doesn't fight back.
It's such a question for me because I don't know, like, I watch them and they just run around and fight, and I don't know if they'll be able to get away with that at LAN. In EU, they definitely get away with it, so.
I think I'm putting them low B, like that's my opinion.
They're definitely A tier.
I think they're definitely A,
so?
like, cause I mean, like fighting.
They're like the same as Luminosity,
insane,
so it's like.
I feel like I'm taking Luminosity over them though, because Luminosity has like 3 rollers and these guys don't, right?
Yeah, I mean, Luminosity has more rollers, but
Aurora has the best MNK players in the world.
Yeah, Aurora is like I mean, they're just all mechanically insane.
They also don't play like a scan legend on World's Edge.
Yeah, I mean, what they're doing is insane. Next we have NRG. They have been playing a lot better recently, especially like the last few days of the Pro League split.
Yeah, like when we talk about the meme of like ALGS versus third-party tournaments, NRG is probably like the uncontested GOATs of third-party tournaments.
Yeah, I mean, they like seem to win like almost everything outside of ALGS, so.
They're not on the same level as XSET and TSM.
Yeah, but I would say they're definitely A tier. Even though they didn't have like the best performance, I would definitely say they're still A tier. Probably right next to us. And then next up we got KCP. Obviously my boys Nasky Serdell, who I subbed in for Champs in summer.
Serdell's nuts.
Yeah,
Serdell's very good.
Yeah, Serdell is insane.
I don't like using the word carry because I don't want to imply that the other 2 players aren't good, but Serdell is like phenomenal. Like what he does for that team is incredible.
Yeah. And,
especially from a Watson role.
Gotta give a shout out to Max Strafe, obviously, by the way.
Unfortunate circumstances.
We love you, Max. Hopefully things get better in the future.
Hey man, stay strong, brother.
Yeah, stay strong, man. Hope to see you at one of these lands, man. I know I will. So I would say they're probably like B tier right now. Probably like ahead of B tier. Probably better than IG maybe, or.
Yeah, they're better than IG right now.
Next up we got Pulver X. To be honest, I'm really not too sure about Pulver X. I mean, as a duo, they were making moves and Champs. Yeah,
I can't even name the players.
I really don't know too much about Pulver X. I'll just put them like B tier, I guess, for the sake of it. Yeah, watching them at Champs was pretty cool, and how the whole crowd was like behind them. So
I know they play from Jurassic, so respect for that. You know, Jurassic Brothers. Boogie Borders.
I really don't know too much about teams, especially in the Australian region.
In the past, Oceanic teams have struggled going up against international competition. This is like.
Yeah, I really don't know much about them.
Just gonna have to throw them.
I know Fuzzy. Fuzzy's a homie. He's a good dude. Really good dude. just don't watch them play at all, really. Then we got Fnatic next. Fnatic's pretty insane.
I think Fnatic is like the NRG of APAC North. So I think they're literally like hand in hand. I don't think anyone holds a candle to like how Yuka uses movement in comp Apex.
Yeah.
You only see movement in like YouTube videos and stuff like that, but Yuka actually brings it to like the front lines of ALGS and does it efficiently.
Yeah. The only reason I wouldn't put them S tier, honestly, is just because I feel like NA right now, I mean, I might be a little biased, but I think NA right now is just the best region, and we have like the best fighting teams in the world. So next up we have Ascend. Kashira is a smart player, one of the smartest players in the world. I think they made a really good roster change with Lufka, and they've been playing
I love
just as consistent as anybody in the world right now.
They had like a record-setting like split 1 performance. I think they won 4 out of 6 games the one day.
Yeah. I mean,
and then they got like 3rd in like the other 2.
Yeah.
So just phenomenal performance in split 1.
Probably like next to Fnatic, maybe like.
Yeah.
Just because I think their play style is the LAN play style.
Next we got the new Oxygen roster.
They've been showing a lot of promise. They don't play from good POIs. They play from Geyser and Shipfall right now, which are arguably like really bad POIs.
Yeah.
And they show a lot of consistency. So honestly, like
Shipfall isn't the worst, but Geyser is really bad.
Yeah, Geyser is
horrible.
definitely not the best, but
I'd be comfortable putting them in front of KCP.
yeah.
They're like on the brink of being low A.
They're on the brink of being very good.
Yeah. Next up we got SSG. I really thought SSG was gonna like pop off and do like really well.
High expectations.
Like high expectations for them. And they kind of disappointed a little bit.
Sometimes they're really, really good, and sometimes they're pretty bad.
Yeah, they're not like a super consistent. Like you don't like they could go into any tournament and either
So
win
now
it or take
easily
last.
one of the best like MNK players in NA.
Yeah, and I think Jop's a really good player.
Frex super wise, like makes good decisions.
Yeah, I mean, I would put SSG I guess 100 in front of 100T if they did better.
I think just purely off of like fighting capabilities, I think SSG's better as well.
Yeah. Next up we have Alliance. I have the utmost respect for Hawkeys. I think Hawkeys is the closest thing in Apex really to like a perfect player.
Yeah, this is probably the EU S tier. You always have to like take into consideration like what's a winning roster, and that's a winning roster. Alliance can win a tournament if they want to. Vexed. This is Tafe, Tyler, and Unlucky.
So like I watched, this is one of like, the most fun teams to watch in all of Apex, Vexes. But like sometimes I just watch them and I'm like,
what are you doing?
What is going on here? Like kind of like some headless chicken stuff.
Yeah, so this is like the Furia of EU.
Yeah.
Except I'd still say that Furia makes smarter decisions. It's rare in like regions that you have like a #1 and #2 player on the same team. Unlucky and Tyler are easily the #1 and #2 controller players in EU.
Well, see, I think I'll put them A tier. Yeah. Probably behind Aurora.
Yeah,
or maybe
we would have to put them behind Aurora.
Yeah, because
Aurora is a better team overall, but...
Okay, next up we have Esports Arena. I think they're probably the most slept on team, I'd say.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever really talked about Phony in his whole career, and someone that I used to team with. They just won the Split 1 playoffs.
Yeah, there's multiple reasons that it would be like unfair to put them anywhere on this tier list, because they're a wildcard team. They can do really well, they can do really poor.
And they
but also
did
they
just
made a roster swap.
Yeah, they just made a roster swap. I'd put them at front of B probably right now.
Yeah, so they're playing on LAN with a substitute player. It's not even their whole roster.
All right, next up we got Moist.
This is a fan favorite.
Favorite team Burger. They have definitely I would say probably the biggest fan base at Champs in Raleigh this past year.
For Oceanic, easily S tier. So it's like hard to put them amongst the other teams.
Probably like back at A tier maybe.
Probably like maybe better than Luminosity.
Yeah, I'd put them next to Luminosity between Aurora.
Maybe better than Luminosity. Very good team, very consistent team. I think they also recently just made a roster change. I'm not 100% sure.
I don't know
why. I'm sure they have their own reasons, but they've still shown consistency even after that. So good team, hype team. That's Team Burger. We love them.
Yeah.
Big juicy burger.
Yeah. So
big juicy burger.
Yeah. So thank y'all for watching. This is the Guard Apex, and this is our tier list. So we're excited to compete at LAN, and we'll see how this stacks up after.
Yeah, we're willing to be wrong.
We're willing to be wrong.
Definitely.